It's your boy Gbush. You know what it is, man. I done gave y'all enough time to breathe out here. I done gave y'all enough time to get your money off. I done let y'all, the drought is over. Y'all can move around. The quarantine is done. Let's get off into this conversation about this Michael Jordan situation. And just so you know, shout out to Michael Jordan. I had to throw the hat on. Just so you know, I'm not no hater. I'm not a hater, bro. You know what I'm saying? When I do this sports thing, I do it from a perspective of I'm a student of the game. I don't really get down with all this fandom. I'm not a fan. Some of y'all cats is fans. I got to go ahead and get to y'all really quick. Some of y'all dudes is just straight up fans. If you a fan, say you a fan, dog. Some of y'all cats, no disrespect to you out here, but y'all cats is rocking with whoever popular at the time, B.
He finna do it.
You a grown ass man. Goddamn selfish, you gonna take. I took 3, fool. No, you took 6. Man. Goddamn, watch out, man.
He said, "Tell now he that cold."
Goddamn, nigga, let me get my little personal space.
Yeah, let him get space.
On my truck and shit.
Yeah.
Let me get my,
Yeah.
I don't even know you though.
Yeah.
So alright then, let me get my personal space.
Okay.
Y'all rocking with whoever is jumping at the time. Y'all was a Jordan fan. Couple years later, you was a Kobe fan. Then a couple years later, LeBron came in the picture. You a LeBron fan. Oh, hold on. Let me guess. You like the Cowboys too. You was a Cowboys and 49ers fan also, right? A couple years ago, you was watching the Warriors too. Like, it's just crazy because these cats out here be out here just jumping from team to team. Y'all be liking teams based on colors, man. Y'all got the sports acumen of a 5-year-old kid in kindergarten and art class. You like, I like the red crayon, so you draw everything in red. Like, come on, man. Like, I let y'all get this off for way too long, and it's time for me to come back and get this reel off. Because right now, y'all done had enough time to watch The Last Dance. Y'all done had enough time to get your prognostication off on the internet. And y'all are just basically hypocrites. Y'all don't got no stats to back up what y'all talking about. Half y'all young dudes, let me keep it a buck with you. I'm 38. If you somewhere and you anywhere under the age of 30, I might not even be able to accept or even to be able to talk about your acumen when it comes to Jordan. You might be disqualified. I might need to see your sports pass, bro. I might need to, listen, I grew up in an era where the only teams that was coming up on TV was the Bulls, the Knicks.
Tonight, Michael Jordan plays in what could be his final regular season game. And he plays it against the New York Knicks, an opponent Jordan has tortured over the years. A team that barely avoided a first-round date with Chicago. And so, a team that could be facing Michael Jordan for the last time tonight. The Knicks and the Bulls next.
And the Celtics. And out west, they used to give you some Phoenix Suns love every once in a while. The Magic, when Shaq and Penny came around.
This is the NBA on NBC.
On a beautiful spring-like 56-degree day in the Windy City, the major topic of conversation is today's NBA Game of the Week. A capacity crowd turning out at the United Center in Chicago for a matchup of the best in the Eastern Conference.
Y'all come around, y'all ESPN Johnny-come-lately dudes. If you in the 20s, I definitely can't respect what you talking about. Get up out of here, bro. But let's get to this. So, my problem is that because you're obviously fans and you just gonna support Jordan no matter what he do, y'all got Jordan out here like he's Jesus of Nazareth. Y'all got Michael Jordan over here like he walk on water, he do whatever he want. But if you're gonna have one criteria for one man, have that criteria for another man. Case in point, I hear all the time, Jordan played 82 games. Jordan, he played 82 games. The dudes now is soft. Cats nowadays gotta have maintenance and rest days. He played 82. He came back and played for the Wizards 82 games. Listen, hold on, let me keep it a buck. Where was all them 82 games at when he retired? That didn't count? When he took a year and a half off, that didn't count? When you watch that documentary, watch him talk about how tired he was, mentally and physically, after the first three-peat. He talked to his father like, man, I'm tired, man. I don't even know if I can do this no more. I lost my passion for the game. I don't know. He took a break. But all of a sudden, it's easy to play 82 more games after you retire in the prime of your career. Like, y'all crack me up with this. At the end of the day, the same stuff y'all hold against other people, y'all don't hold against that man. He came out talking about Scottie Pippen let the team down. Scottie didn't want to have surgery. Scottie didn't want to have surgery. He didn't come in and he wasn't ready to go because he was holding out for a contract.
Do you feel like MJ has some resentment towards Scottie when he did things like didn't get surgery after the season and waited until training camp basically started and did it on company time?
I don't think there was lingering resentment that affected the performance of the team. I think that Michael was exasperated. And as he plainly says, Scottie was being selfish.
Scottie Pippen could have turned that right around on him and said this. How you gonna say you tired? We got 3 championships in a row, Mike. I'm out here playing for little to no money. You know how they playing me on the bread. You say, I'm retiring. I need to recharge my batteries.
He said no. He's considering not playing him. But I told him he has to talk to you before he can make that decision, because you're probably the only guy that can talk him out of it. And I said, well, far be it from me to talk him out of something. I've never really been able to talk Michael into doing anything. He does everything just about on his own whim. And Michael showed up, and we sat in the chairman's office and talked about it. And he basically said, I just lost the desire to play. I just can't summon up the energy to go out and play. And I said, you have to understand that your decision, but you're depriving so many people who enjoy this sport the opportunity of such a great amount of pleasure. This is something that you may have to think about for a while. No, he said, I'm pretty much determined that this is it. I'm gonna step back.
Instead of going home and sitting on the island, instead of going home and hanging with your family, this dude signs up to take a tour of the South in tour buses and play AA baseball. How is that not leaving your squad? How is that not leaving your team high and dry when you done won 3 championships? You could go back and win 4 in a row and be the Celtics of the 60s, but you tired. Nobody counts that. You so tired, sit down somewhere. Don't go play baseball. My mom always told me, if you too sick to go to school, you can't go outside. You too sick to go to school, you can't play that video game. You too sick to go to school, I need to see you off that internet. If Michael Jordan too tired and he needs to recharge, he don't need to be playing no AA baseball. Get up out of here with that. That's a strike against that man's legacy. Y'all need to stop all that, bro. And if LeBron got to play, and you talk about these other guys and taking games off, that counts as a break. If LeBron retired in the prime of his career, say after he didn't play so well against the Celtics, or after he loses to the San Antonio Spurs, y'all like, oh, this dude's soft. This dude, he's terrible. You quit on his team. He can't win. After he loses to the Warriors, how you gonna retire? If he retires and plays football, that's a whole nother situation. That's a mark on him. But guess what? Michael Jordan, he gets what he wants. Y'all call LeBron James a diva. LeBron a diva, bro. LeBron a diva, man. He always moving people around, trying to get his catch. He always throwing somebody under the bus. He always telling them, like, he always trying to be subliminal. I just saw a whole documentary, and Michael Jordan was basically hating on every member of his team. It was Horace Grant that told the writers in the book. That was Horace Grant. Scottie Pippen, he'll never live that down. He quit on his team during the middle. He wouldn't go out there, and Tony Kukoc had a live shot. I called him I called Phil, like, oh, he'll never live this down. If he's such a great leader, who tells Dennis Rodman, you know what? You know what, Dennis? Go ahead and party. Go ahead, party. Take 2-3 weeks off, Dennis. Go drink, smoke, mess with prostitutes. Do whatever you do in Vegas. But you hold Scottie Pippen to a different standard.
He was being selfish, worrying about himself as opposed to what his word was to the organization as well as to the team.
I'm done here, you know what I'm saying? You've already written my script out that this is it. So I had to do what was best for me.
You got all that going to the bat for Dennis Rodman, but you couldn't go to the bat for Scottie Pippen and get him that bag? Come on, fraudulent. Get up out of here with that, bro. Y'all cats is suckers for that, bro. And y'all sit up here with this pseudo worship. Like, come on. I let y'all get y'all's money off. All of that, LeBron, he's be doing all kind of stuff and, throwing his team under his... Look, LeBron got every one of his people paid. Tristan Thompson, $85 million. Kevin Love, another extension. Kyrie Irving is the only other dude in the game right now with a signature shoe deal besides LeBron. And Paul George. He's one of maybe a handful of dudes with that signature deal. Shall I keep going? J.R. Smith got the biggest payday of his life. Timothy Mozgov. Heck, even Matthew Dellavedova got a bag. You say what you want about LeBron. He didn't always got his people taken care of. At the end of the day, you tell me who Mike took care of. Oh, what? No question? No, nothing? Okay, but continue on. At the end of the situation, y'all get mad because you tell LeBron he should have went after Kyrie. He should have went after him. LeBron could have kept that team together. Kyrie was young. He should have went and talked to the owner, and you know what? He should have went ahead and kept the general manager. He could have smoothed all that over. Well, I could have swore Michael Jordan could have did the same thing. I could have swore in '98 he could have said, listen, hey, I'm going to talk to Phil. I'm going to talk to Krause. And guess what? We're going to get this thing together. Now, you know what? If I don't get what I want, I'm retiring. In theory, he quit twice. So if you mad at LeBron because he left Cleveland twice, the dude Jordan quit twice after the three-peats. Twice. And if Jordan was so cold, if Jordan was so good, all that LeBron James talk y'all talk about, if Jordan did it without nobody. Jordan won despite the world collapsing around him. If he was that cold, you know what a cold dude would have did? You know what a dude that is an assassin like y'all say he is an assassin? You know what he'd have did? He'd have kept it pushing. I know what happens if my boss get fired from work. I'm not going into work and telling my boss's boss, hey, listen, if my boss get fired, I'm leaving too. I got a family, I got a wife, I got kids, I got bills. Hey, I wish him all the best of luck in his future endeavors. But I got to keep it pushing. If Michael Jordan's the greatest basketball coach in the basketball player in the history of the world, Phil Jackson, you got to go. It ain't like Michael Jordan didn't play for Doug Collins. It ain't like Michael Jordan didn't play for nobody else. If Jordan was that good, he could have been like, I'm Michael Jordan. I done won 3 straight championships. I don't care if Bullwinkle was the coach. I don't care if Rocky Marciano was the coach. I don't care if Julio Cesar Chavez is the head coach. I'm Michael Jordan. I got Pippen, and that's all we need. I'm going to bring back my boys on 1-year deals, and we're going to defend his title. Did he do that? No. He quit. So stop all this ultimate competitive stuff. Miss me with that ultimate stuff. Y'all cats be dismissing stuff. That's fandom. Oh, he's the greatest of all time because he never, listen, he when he got it rolling, when he got it moving, bro, he was losing for 7 years before he got it rolling.
And this is what we do with Michael Jordan compared to what we do with LeBron. With LeBron, we try our best to disregard everything that's happened post-Maverick series, because it's the greatest 5.5-year run in the history of the sport, and we just focus on early in the career. So can we do that with Michael for a moment? Mm-hmm. Can we talk about Michael Jordan at the moment is the greatest basketball player ever. These are still facts. 3 straight first-round exits for Michael Jordan early in his career. You know how many first-round exits LeBron has? Same as you and me. Yep. None, and we ain't playing the league. How many times did Jordan beat Bird's Celtics? 0. How did Jordan get past the bad boy Pistons? They got old. The year he finally beat them, they were a 48-win mediocre team. Jordan's first title. Oh, it was the Showtime Lakers. No, it wasn't. Kareem wasn't there. That team was led in points by James Worthy. That was an okay finals team, not a great finals team. So if we are going to when we're talking about LeBron's career arc, focus on early in his career when he was not on the path to being the greatest player ever. Well, guess what? Early in Michael's career, he wasn't on the path to being the greatest player ever either. Like, those are just everything I just said there. No opinion. Fact, 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 fact.
And if you're going to count L's, if you count L's, you count all L's. Don't give me this 3-6 in the finals and listen, I'd rather lose in the finals than lose in the first round. I'd rather lose in the finals than lose in the second round. I'd rather lose in the last round than lose in the semifinals. Just because Jordan was getting touched in the first few rounds has nothing to do with why LeBron's record is worse. His first 7 years, he was getting touched. He didn't see the finals. Them still count as L's. When he came back in that year in 94, 95, and they lost to Orlando Magic, them still count as L's. When he was taking L's at the end of his career with the Wizards, did nobody tell you to come back and play for the Wizards? Them is L's too. We not about to do that, man. So if you want to move the goalpost on whether or not you think LeBron is better or whatever, but you got to keep this same energy when it comes to these statistics. Keep these same energy when it comes to the same statistics.
Like you want me to believe, you're saying during the break, you want me to believe that Jordan would have won 8 straight, right?
Had he not gone to play baseball.
Chris, what happened the second year he played baseball? He played another sport. Like he played baseball for a year, and then he played baseball for half a year, and then he came back. What sport did he play? Was it football? Did he play with you?
Nope.
He played basketball.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And what?
Ran into the Orlando Magic.
He lost.
Yes.
I know the NBA's burnt the tapes, but he was good enough to put up the double nickel in the Garden 3 games back. MJ's back's plastered on every newspaper. Wasn't good enough to get past Shaquille O'Neal and Penny Hardaway. No. Wasn't good enough to get past Nick Anderson, who ripped him. Like, those are facts.
Another thing, when you look at these stats, and you look at total games played, and you look at longevity, and you look at consistency, and you look at the body of work, LeBron James has already got him beat as far as statistics go. It's already beat. So what people usually do is move the goalposts on cats. Oh, we ain't talking about statistics. We talk about competitive nature.
He's got to beat him with time. It's got to be a thing where he is still succeeding in his 3rd decade as an NBA player, and the totality of his resume, we just look at it and we go, he just had a better career. Like it's just unassailable. Where Jordan basically peaks from 87 to 98, but takes a year and a half off for baseball. If LeBron is still going, in year 21 and 22, the numbers are just going to be insurmountable at some point from a career standpoint. So I think it'll turn into 2 different arguments. It'll turn into whose apex was the best, and then whose career was the best.
We're talking about being a good leader. All right, well, let me ask you a question. If we're talking about the body of work and longevity and who better, you can't strip a man's statistics just because his body is better than Michael Jordan's. He able to play at a better peak than Michael Jordan. He able to sustain his body, sustain his mental focus, sustain his athletic ability, excel at a higher level for a longer period of time. That's a skill. That's a trait. That's something you can't take away. In sports, when you play at a high level, they'll tell you, what's your best ability? Availability. And guess what? LeBron just keep going. Just keep going. Just keep being that dude. While Jordan retired twice, recharged his battery, LeBron been a man since he was 16. You can say, well, if Jordan had that head start, if he'd have came out in high school, well, here's the problem with that, bro. He wasn't good enough to come out in high school.
Mike's basketball career in ninth grade, he played at DC Virgo, which was a ninth grade center at that time. So he played there. You know, I had the fortune of coaching him in the ninth grade, and obviously he was my best player then. He was all-around athlete, pretty good. Not exceptional, but he was good.
He may only be a sophomore in high school, but LeBron James is already one of the most highly touted basketball players in the country. The 6'6" superstar from Akron St. Vincent St. Mary's has captured the attention of fans, scouts, and opponents. Whether it's knocking down a three-pointer, releasing a no-look pass, or elevating for a slam dunk, James has a knack for making the game look breathtakingly effortless.
The point is, he wasn't better than LeBron in high school. He wasn't better than LeBron at his same age.
He transferred to Tulane House School when he was a sophomore. Doing away with the Hollywood version, he did not get cut when he was in the 10th grade. He'd made the team, played JVs, and then his junior, senior year, he played on the varsity team, and as I say, the rest is history. One of the greatest.
The history of basketball is rich with legendary performers. Those who have dominated the paint, dazzled us with their passing, displayed uncanny marksmanship, and risen above the crowd. Other than talent, the common thread among all these legends is simple. They're known by a single name. And now, as we look to the future, a young man called LeBron attempts to earn that same distinction. Can LeBron James take his first step toward legendary status? Find out next.
So you're going to strip another man's medals and say, well, if Jordan would have been in the league, well, he wasn't good enough to be in the league. Ain't that painfully obvious? If one person went from high school to the league and won Rookie of the Year and damn near made the All-Star team, that was trying to tell you something.
As a sophomore at Laney in 1979, Michael Jordan was only 5'9". In one of the most consistently misquoted pieces of sports history ever, he did actually play for Laney as a sophomore, only he had to do so on the junior varsity team. The varsity team returned 11 seniors and 4 juniors from the previous season, which left only one spot for an underclassman on the roster. The player picked in front of the future Hall of Famer was 6'7" sophomore forward Leroy Smith, who went on to have a successful basketball career of his own at UNC Charlotte as well as professionally in Europe. Clearly upset, Jordan went on to put up multiple 40-plus point games on the JV team that season, but the varsity coaching staff never considered moving him up at any point, with the team already loaded with upperclassmen.
How good is LeBron James?
Well, simply put, Dan, LeBron James is the best high school basketball player I have ever seen. And I think as a 17-year-old, he's better than Kobe Bryant was at the same age. Why? Because he is just as skilled as Kobe Bryant was, but he is more physically imposing. At 6'7", 235 pounds, he is a man right now, and he's got an extraordinary skill level. He's also a brilliant passer, a guy that can play with other people, find teammates, and create shots for others. He's got a maturity level that most kids his age just don't have, and he will be, without a doubt, the first pick in the draft.
That one person was better at one point in time in their career at the same point in high school. That's another feather in LeBron's cap. But y'all, fans, let's go ahead and give it to Mike too. I know Mike wasn't better than him, and he wasn't even the best player in college. Patrick Ewing's the best player in the college at that time, in that era. You could argue Akeem Olajuwon was the best player at that time in college. So miss me with all this Jordan came out the coldest, was the coldest, always been the coldest information and quit it. Just quit it, bro. Just stop it. And the last thing we want to get to, and this is just painfully obvious. This is just painfully obvious. This dude if you're the greatest, if you're the coldest, why is it that in this documentary, who are you big up and besides yourself? For a person, who are you big up and by yourself? He made Horace Grant look terrible. He made Scottie Pippen look terrible. If you watch this documentary, it makes Scottie Pippen, if y'all ain't, I'm sorry, y'all young 30-year-old cats that really never seen Pippen play in his prime. But this is a narrative that's completely false, falsified narrative.
It always pains me to understand that history truly isn't going to appreciate Scottie Pippen for the player that he was. I know he's top 50 and he has 6 championships, but he still gets dismissed as Robin in a lot of ways. And it's not only because he played alongside MJ, it's because a lot of these moments when he wasn't getting his money made him look selfish, and he acted out on those things.
Scottie Pippen, despite what this documentary will want to say, was one of the almost top 5 players at that time period. He was the point guard. He was guarding the best players on the opposite team. He was the facilitator. What are y'all talking about? What are you talking? They're trying to act like this man, Scottie Pippen, ain't one of the 50 greatest players of all time. You acting like Dennis Rodman ain't a Hall of Famer. Who was LeBron playing with? Who was he playing with? He was playing in Miami. He had his era in Miami where he was playing with Wade and Gbush. But let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it a buck. Dwayne Wade is not the two-way player that Scottie Pippen is. Chris Bosh is nowhere the defensive player that Dennis Rodman was. Dennis Rodman early in his career, let me refresh your memory for all you dudes that is under the age of, let me give you 30-somethings. Dennis Rodman was guarding 2-3 positions back then. Go back and watch that Pistons tape. Go back and watch it. So when you're trying to minimize acting like Scottie Pippen wasn't that dude, that he wasn't that guy, and Jordan was out here winning and doing his thing, guess what? Totally false. And I'm not going, and listen, I'm not hearing nobody else's name. Here's what we not going to do. I done heard cats say Larry Bird. Get up out of here. LeBron was better than Larry Bird 10 years ago. 10. We're not going to get disrespectful in the game, bro. Certain cats out there know who you is. Larry Bird? Larry Bird can't sniff LeBron's game. Y'all cats is crazy, bro. Y'all cats be talking just to hear y'all self-talk, bro. Listen, Larry Bird couldn't guard athletic dudes back then. You think he guarded the most athletic dude that's ever touched foot on the court? Stop it. Stop. We're not going to be comparing him to Scottie Pippen. Stop. There's one comparison. It's with him and Michael Jordan. That's it. Bar none. That's it. I ain't trying to hear Kobe. No. Y'all cats is just under what premises you coming with this? The man has already played 224 games to Jordan's 179. He's played more minutes. He's also scored more points. Field goal percentage is higher. True field goal percentage is higher. More rebounds, more assists, more steals, more blocks, more triple doubles, more playoff wins by almost 30. He's all-time leading scorer in playoff points. He's going to be top 3. He's top 3 in assists, and he's top 10 in rebounds. He's not touching them statistically. That ship has already sailed. That's done. That's done. If you want to get on individual awards, I'll give you that. I'll give you that. Michael Jordan, you want to get on individual awards? Cool. Michael Jordan got his MVPs. He got the scoring titles. I salute you. His accomplishments for what he did culturally is the reason I'm wearing this hat. That'll never be touched. That's just like Michael Jackson. It'll never be touched. There'll never be another one. As far as what he did, as far as sneakers, bringing the game to prominence, that'll never be touched. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about what goes down on the court, skill for skill, checking somebody pound for pound. And cats out there talking about how these dudes in the 80s was so great. Oh my goodness. You know, these guys nowadays could have never did nothing with the guys in the 80s.
I just want to give people a heads up. This is pretty violent and physical here. I mean, just look at that. Look at how physical and violent that was. They don't make defenses like that anymore, folks. MJ, look at MJ, this entire play. He's like, I'm just hiding here, and I'm just going to take 2 steps back, and boop, just get an open shot. Like, where's the hand checking? I don't see any hand checking there on MJ. Where's the physical defense? Yeah, because the defense sucks ass.
The 80s? Are you serious? The 80s guys would have walked the floor with them. Boy, if you don't get up out of here. You see how dumb y'all's cats sound? I don't see nobody from the 60s saying, you know what? Michael Jordan could have never did nothing with Bob Cousy.
Look at this weak-ass spin move that gets him free for the shot. This defense sucks ass. You gotta love this hand-checking and physical defense, folks. Look at that shit. LeBron wouldn't be able to do that. This play, MJ drives right by a SoundCloud rapper for an easy layup. Such physical defense. LeBron wouldn't be able to score in this era.
See how dumb that sound? Boy, Isaiah Thomas could have never did nothing with Elgin Baylor. If you don't get up out of here with that. Ain't nobody in the 50s and 60s saying that dumb stuff. That Shaq couldn't get his money off against Bill Russell.
Okay, just viewer discretion advised here, okay? Michael Jordan is going to drive into the lane in the 90s NBA. Let's see if he survives. I don't think he'll survive. Oh, wait a minute. He did survive. In fact, he got an easy...
Are you serious? No one's saying that. It's the dumbest thing you've ever heard. So why all of a sudden you giving the 80s dudes this romanticized, nostalgic thing? It's nostalgia, bro. If you think LeBron ain't going to get his 30, he going to do that on anybody.
Jerry Seinfeld throws a weak-ass pick here, and that's all that MJ needs for an easy open jumper. Swear to God, LeBron would average 40 points per quarter on these stiffs. All right, let's play. Look at how easily MJ gets into the paint. Now, imagine an even more physically gifted, stronger monster like LeBron against these stiffs. It would have been over. They would have had to fold the NBA. When you're playing 2K on rookie level, this is what happens. These guys can't even check Michael Jordan, 6'6", 220. Imagine them trying to stop 6'8", 260 LeBron. Oh, look, it's just MJ bricking a clutch free throw. I thought only LeBron did that.
On the planet, anytime he want to. Same way Jordan gonna get his. Anytime he want to. Anywhere on the planet. Just because Jordan is good don't mean you can diminish another man's skills. I'm gonna get mine. What are you talking about? These dudes is the best dudes in the world. And y'all cats come over here with this, he wouldn't have got no money off. Man, Charles Barkley's 6'4". You know how big LeBron is? And I'm going to leave y'all on this note, too. I don't do this often. Let me adjust my seat. Y'all don't even really be knowing like that. See, y'all don't understand. I got to pull this rank, and I don't like to do this, man. I'm really in the game. I really do this for a living. I done been places interviewing these cats. In the locker room. Y'all cats don't understand the size and the sheer physical ability that these dudes have. Y'all thinking, oh, this is just fun and games because y'all be watching this joint on TV, watching highlights. Listen, for all y'all that ain't seen these dudes in live, up close and personal, these dudes is giants. Literally. You think Kyrie Irving is soft and short? Kyrie Irving dang near 6'3", bro. I'm 6'4", almost 6'5", and I'm big dude. I'm 280 pounds. These dudes up here, bro. LeBron James the same size Karl Malone. Y'all don't know that until you up on these dudes. A lot of y'all cats don't know. Y'all just be talking, prognosticating. Oh, they saw. You know how big Kevin Durant is? You know how tall Kevin Durant? Russell Westbrook, they ain't there 6'5", bro. Y'all cats don't be knowing. LeBron James may not, in your opinion, be better than Michael Jordan, skill for skill. That's okay. Say that. But don't give me these fake criterias. Don't give me when he was in the finals 6 for 6, 6 rings. I don't care about what he was doing in the finals. Did he go to the finals every year? No. I could say on the other end of the spectrum, LeBron went to the finals dang near 10 times in a row. Did Jordan do that? No, he didn't. LeBron did it with 2 teams. Did he do that? No, he didn't.
And when you're a other and you're not playing well and you're missing and your guy keeps throwing it to you, that gives you confidence. The Boston just didn't have enough experience. Young team, hell of a season, but I knew this was going to happen.
Well, you know, the conversation of the GOAT and all of that, is he the greatest ever? I'll say this. What he's able to do, his understanding of the way the game is played today is parallel to pretty much no one. Because no one that he's playing against right now has the understanding of time, space, and opportunity and how they meet. You know, they have a lot of guys that do a lot of drills. They run stairs, as we saw with Kevin Garnett. They shoot a lot of shots, but they don't know when to take them and why to take them. LeBron James has the best understanding in basketball of when and why.
So, miss me with that, bro. Miss me with that. Stop disrespecting these dudes' athletic ability. Stop. Like, one day y'all gonna look back and y'all gonna see LeBron and y'all gonna be like, man, I miss his game. I miss his greatness. I miss what he brought to the table.
LeBron is for sure just taking it all in and just enjoying the night. Now let's take a look at some of the NBA players and see what they thought. Let's start off with Kobe Bryant. He said, "We can enjoy one without tearing down one. I love what he's doing. Don't debate what can't be definitively won by anyone. Hashtag enjoy my 5, hashtag enjoy MJ6, and hashtag enjoy LBJ Quest." Kobe also said hashtag Lebranium, which I assume is referring to Vibranium from Black Panther. LeBron's longtime teammate Dwayne Wade said, "That's a bad man. Congrats bro on your 8th straight finals. Damn." Remember, Dwayne Wade was on the Cavs to start the year and won 2 titles with LeBron back in Miami. Speaking of LeBron James's former teammates, Isaiah Thomas said, "Oh my god." Channing Frye said, "Who in the world can hate now? Lord have mercy. Teammate, friend, or not, this is ridiculous." Obviously, Channing Frye is a guy who won a title with LeBron back in 2016. Contavious Caldwell-Pope said, "There go that man again, at King James. Congrats on your win, bro. Keep going. Hashtag strive for greatness." Patrick Beverly said, "All hail to the king." NBA All-Star Damian Lillard said, "Wow, Bron." LeBron's former teammate Jay Crowder said, "LeBron James, boy you something else." Joel Embiid, who's been active on Twitter throughout the entire postseason, said, "Amazing what Bron has been able to do. That's tough." Enes Kanter, who got into a scuffle earlier in the year with LeBron James, said, "Wow, hashtag respect." DeMar Carroll, "LeBron is serious. Crazy part is, they should have been out in the first round." Jeremy Lin, "Where's LeBron in relation to MJ? Need help because I really don't know the answer to this question." Zach LaVine with the subtle, "Incredible." Donovan Mitchell, who had an incredible run himself in the playoffs, just responded with this TED gif saying, "Wow." LeBron James' former teammate Mike Miller said, "The king doing king things." Isaiah Cannon, 48 minutes in his 100th game of the season. Hashtag unreal. Now let's take a look at some of the media's tweets. David Aldridge said, "Hate all you want for whatever reason you want. His teams have made 8 straight finals. He is a great all-time level player. Forget the stupid who's better arguments. King James is great. Period." Joe Vardon, who is a reporter for the Cleveland Cavaliers, really wrapped up the entire night and the entire season in a good tweet right here. He said, "The Cavs traded Kyrie Irving. Kevin Love missed 2 months. Ty Lue missed 2 weeks. Isaiah Thomas missed 2 months. They ripped up half the roster in February. LeBron's played every game, and they're going back to the NBA Finals." I mean, that's the truth right there. The Cavs have pretty much had 3 different teams this season, and still LeBron was able to lead them back to the NBA Finals. I mean, guys were coming in and out of the lineups, in and out of the roster, and still he found a way to will his team to his 8th straight final. I mean, it's just pure greatness. But as you guys can see from all of these tweets, LeBron's insane accomplishment of 8 straight finals was definitely felt throughout the entire NBA.
Because that dude was really good. And y'all don't never respect it until it's gone. Y'all don't really never give nobody credit till they die. Everybody a Nipsey Hussle fan, but never bought no CD till he died. Now it's, oh, dang, that's crazy. Cats don't really respect your gangster until you sitting in front of them. And to be truthful, a lot of y'all cats from Ohio is hating.
But I feel like LeBron is reaching that point in his career where everyone is just appreciating his greatness, and as a LeBron fan myself, it makes me so happy. People said LeBron wasn't going to get past the Pacers, and he did. Most of us doubted LeBron versus the Celtics, and he came back from being down 2-0 and then down 3-2 to win a Game 7 on the road in Boston, let alone. I mean, we are watching a guy who, in my opinion, will probably go down as the greatest of all time once it's all said and done. And if you want to spend your time hating on this guy, go ahead. I mean, what a blessing to be able to watch a guy like this on a nightly basis. He's only going to have 5 or 6 more years left, if that. Being able to witness this is just amazing as an NBA fan. So there you have it.